I'm Tara Jones from Peaceful Solutions, and we're back again for another video tutorial talking about pressure along the pole and how to apply it with a halter and lead rope to teach your horse to be soft and responsive. Today I have my partner with me, Phantom, and she's going to help me out with this video. And the basic tools that you need for this are a halter and lead rope, and that's pretty much it. We're going to be talking about the area of the pole on the horse, which is right behind the ears. And this area is a problem area for a lot of horses because it's where they hold the most tension. It's also where they're going to be the most resistant. And a lot of times I tell my students that you have to melt that pressure away. So I'm going to meet Phantom's pressure and I'm going to match it. And the second that she goes ahead and she responds to my pressure by going in the direction that I ask, I'm going to immediately melt away to her. So let's talk about this for one moment, and let's talk about some common issues and problems that you might see with your horse. Most times when anybody adds any downward pressure, so when the horse feels pressure applied to their pole area, their natural response is going to be to pull up and away from it or to raise their head in response to it. Phantom's got to fly, so we're going to let her scratch that. And when I meet anyone with their horse for the first time, and when any of the training horses come in here, one of the things that I teach the horses right off the get-go is when I go ahead and I apply that pressure and they feel pressure above the pole, to go ahead and relax their head and drop it in response to that pressure. What that's going to do in turn is it's going to help to relax all of the neck muscles, which we will go into in great detail in the next few video tutorials. When I teach the head down cue with a bridle, which we will also go into in another video tutorial, most of the time I will go first to this step. So I will teach them with a halter and lead rope. Sometimes when people have problems with horses pulling back, or even when they're in the trailer and they pull back on the lead rope that they're hooked to in the trailer, or if you're just simply leading them and they want to resist by holding their head and not allowing you to add pressure here, this is one exercise that can help to basically melt away that tension. It's a very simple, easy exercise. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the end of my lead rope with my left hand. I'm going to hold right below the clip with my right hand, and I'm just going to apply pressure straight down. And I have about 1 pound of pressure with Phantom, so enough that I wouldn't, basically break egg yolk. So I'm going to start really, really light. And you can see Phantom's kind of in standstill mode. She's not really doing anything. It's just kind of like a stalemate. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to up it slightly to maybe a ½ pound more. And I'm going to ask her to lower her head in response to that pressure. And you can see she's still not responding. So this is going to be what happens when you start this exercise. So one of the ways to get around this is to gently rock the pole back and forth. Very gently. You can also put 2 hands here to keep yourself even more gentle with the rocking, and you'll see right there Phantom started to relax her head and she started to release the pressure near her pole there, and now we've unlocked it. So the problem, she just demonstrated that for you beautifully, because that's going to be something that you'll run into. The horses tend to just sit in neutral, so they kind of ignore you. And when that happens, just gently rock the pole back and forth in this motion, keeping the pressure on the lead rope in the direction of down until you rock that tension away out of the pole. Then you can go right into the exercise, and more than likely the horse will just start to lower their head in response to that pressure downward. Now when you start this exercise, it might not look as easy as what it looks like with Phantom. So the horse might go ahead and respond by raising their head up. They might even pull back and take a few steps backwards. Just stick with them, keep the pressure, don't really apply more, and go ahead and just a second that you see them want to put their head down and lower, go ahead and release it completely and come in and praise them. That way they'll get the idea that the direction is not up when they feel that pressure, that the direction is actually down. The other thing when you're doing this exercise is don't try to get the horse's head from here all the way down to the ground in one swoop. Do it in tiny little increments. So even if Phantom only goes down 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 an inch, a full inch, the second that she starts to lower and I feel that tension melt away in that pole area, I'm going to immediately release her and say thank you. Remember, the release is the reward. So I'm going to ask again. If I add 2 hands, it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm adding more pressure. I'm just keeping my hand completely steady. Phantom has almost started to fall asleep and completely ignore me, so I'm going to just rock her head gently back and forth, to get her to think lower. Right there, she started to lower. I'm going to immediately come in again and ask her to lower again, and you'll see now she's responded to that pressure by lowering her head down to the ground. Normally what I say when I'm asking anyone to teach this lesson is it's never good enough until the nose is almost dirty. So as low as you can possibly go is where we want to be, because that's definitely going to relax all of the neck muscles. When the horse starts to stretch beyond the point of 6 inches, okay, so when we start to lower, most people will go to about here and say, I've got it, it's good. But the horse isn't opening the gullet and the throat latch until the head is completely low, almost to where the nose is touching the dirt. That way you're really starting to lower the head, relax the neck muscles. And it's also an anti-anxiety cue, because anytime the horse's head lowers down below the point of the chest, the horse's heart rate automatically drops. So you're looking at a more relaxed horse and you're taking that anxiety away. So again, very simple exercise, something that is really, really good to teach your horse so that they're not ever panicky if they feel pressure on their pole. I've seen more accidents with horses breaking halters and cross ties and pulling backwards out of trailers because they just really literally don't know what pressure on the pole means. So just take that extra couple minutes and teach them what pressure on the pole means. One more thing before I go, make sure that your head is nowhere near the horse's face. Okay, so in other words, when I'm asking her to lower her head, do not put your head above theirs. If they suddenly raise their head up because they hear something or they're spooking, you're going to get hit in the face. So make sure safety is priority. Keep your head away from them. When you're reaching and asking for them to lower, make sure that the pressure from your hand is straight down, not in a crooked line, so that they understand that they feel the pressure above and right behind their ears. So once again, I hope that little video tutorial helps you in teaching the horse how to accept pressure on the pole with a halter and lead rope. We'll go into great detail in more video tutorials about some other exercises that can help. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to send me an email at tarajones7@yahoo.com. I'm here to help. Also, if you'd like to know more about my programs, my monthly training, and all of the classes that I offer, you can visit tarajonestraining.com, and that will answer all of your questions, or you can send me a message on Facebook. I'm always on there. So I thank everybody for watching. I'm having a great time making these tutorials. Be sure to hit the red subscribe button to subscribe to all of my YouTube videos so that I can keep making more. Thanks so much, everybody, for watching today, and thank you, Phantom, for joining me once again. I'll see you on the next one. Have a great day. Bye-bye, guys.